pedirle que continúe bendiciéndonos y también tratar de empezar a ser dignos de todas esas bendiciones. Padre, te doy las gracias por todo. Hoy sucedió un milagro más. Abrí los ojos, logré caminar, logré venir a chambear. Gracias por la vida, gracias por la salud y las fuerzas. Gracias, Padre, por todo esto. Gracias por todo lo que haces por mí, mis familiares, mis amistades, mis compañeros de trabajo y a los que se unen a esta oración, a este momento, y sus familiares de ellos. Gracias por todo esto. Mi fe me dice a mí de que todo es porque tú nos amas intensamente y por esa razón, nos toleras, nos tienes paciencia, nos proteges, nos cuidas. Todas estas bendiciones, Padre. Gracias también por las experiencias que nos das, que a través de nuestra conciencia nos hace pensar y poder discernir entre el bien y el mal. Padre, te pido como siempre para aquellas personas que están pasando por tiempos difíciles, que recién han perdido un ser querido, que están dolidos emocionalmente por algo fuerte en su familia. Ayúdalos, Padre, confórtalos, para aquellas personas, los niños desamparados, los ancianitos, también para los enfermos, los que están en las cárceles, para todas las personas con una necesidad especial. Te pido, Padre, que los cuides y que los guardes, confortarlos. Y por todos nosotros, que tengamos un bonito día hoy. Muchas gracias, Padre. Te bendecimos, alabamos y te glorificamos siempre. Amén. Compañeros, son las 7:05. Bienvenidos. Estamos transmitiendo en vivo desde Nortevisión Canal 10, aquí en Trial Farm Orange Rock, y es un gran gusto saludarles. Tenemos arreglos con distintas compañías proveedoras de cable que permite que nuestra señal se vea por todo el país de Belice. Y aquí en Orange Rock los puedes ver en canal 60. Y si es que no tienes cable, entonces puedes simplemente prender tu televisor, extender tus antenitas y te logras ver el único canal que aquí en Orange Rock, y si vives en la circunvecindad de Orange Rock, es más, por las aldeas, Trial Farm, el pueblo de Orange Rock, estamos hablando de una circunvecindad de 20 millas. Este lado 20 millas, este lado 20 millas, este lado 20 millas y este lado 20 millas. Entonces vas a poder ver Canal 10 claro y gratis. Y un atento saludo a todas las personas que optan vernos a través de ese modo. También les recuerdo que estamos en vivo en el internet. Simplemente tienes que teclar Sugar City Morning Show en la página de YouTube y así facilito. Y no solo para el día de hoy, pero para el de ayer o el de la semana pasada o el del mes pasado. Como quieras ver, porque ya lo tenemos archivado ahí. Hoy tendremos, estamos en espera de nuestros invitados del Departamento del Medio Ambiente, Department of the Environment, y estoy seguro que están a punto de llegar, pero quiero enviar saludos atentos a Miss Lali Cali y su familia. Buenos días. Miss Maggie Burgos y al señor Osman Viases. Muy buenos días. Miss Felipa Carranza y su familia. Muy buenos días. Y a Miss Rizzi y Mr. Joey Montalo. Muy buenos días. Un gran gusto saludarles también anticipadamente a todos los papás que, este fin de semana se celebra el Día del Padre. Desafortunadamente yo he perdido el mío desde hace 34 años, pero si lo tienes y si tienes a tu papá contigo, demuéstrale el amor que tienes para con él, y si tienes tu abuelito también, demuéstrale. Ha caído hasta cierto punto costumbre de celebrar el Día de las Madres y muchas veces se nos olvida el Día de los Padres. Y aunque muchos dicen, no es igual. No, yo creo que tanto amas a un padre como una madre. Así que te invito a celebrar a tu papá este fin de semana, igual como celebras a tu mamá en mayo. Quiero al mismo tiempo también felicitar a todas las personas que cumplen años hoy o que tienen aniversarios hoy. También quiero darle las gracias a nuestros patrocinadores. Estamos hablando de Belize Marketing and Development Corporation, Marketing Board. Estamos hablando de Telemedia. Muchas gracias, muy buenos días a todos. Gillette's Meat Shop, Marie y Papito. German Vega and Sons Import Limited. Dano Milk, St. Anthony's Trading Center. A&R Stores Countrywide. Es más, son creo que 8 tiendas de A&R donde puedes conseguir todo este verano. Y también quiero decirles de que Back to School Program ya está casi en lugar, así que entre muy poco llega la carga para Back to School. Estaremos informándoles tan pronto ya estén en lugar eso. Vega Imports, Government of Belize Press Office, Vega Distributors. Estas son las personas que contribuyen con sus anuncios y les agradecemos su participación en este show. Si gustas participar con anunciar tu producto o tu empresa, con gusto te atenderemos, te daremos buenas tarifas y estoy seguro que estas personas consiguen beneficio de sus anuncios. Compañeros, son las 7:10, rápidamente vamos a una pausa y estaremos de vuelta con ustedes tan pronto estos anuncios comerciales, pero no se vayan.
Did you know that if you are an owner or operator providing accommodation for cash purposes to any local or foreign guest, regardless of its location in the country, you are required by law to register with the Registrar Hotels at the Belize Tourism Board? Did you know that? Section 27(1) of the Hotels and Tourist Accommodation Act, Chapter 285 of the Substantive Laws of Belize, Revised Edition 2011, makes it mandatory for you to register with the BTB. For further information, please contact the BTB by email, telephone, or fax.
Kenneth Richards, and I'm representing Cellular Plus, where we provide sales for cell phones and cell phone servicing and also TV repairs. We use the net a lot to download softwares and different programs for the servicing of our devices. We need something more reliable and stable. Previous internet that we've been using had a lot of droppage. Sometimes it was non-existent for a couple hours. We are a service-minded company and we need to get our products out and servicing out as quick as possible. Now with the Diginet service, surfing the web looking for stuff for customers has improved our time and everything. Software downloads or software uploads, communicating with your customers and transferring large files and improve our service on a wide spectrum of servicing that we provide. Anyone that's internet-based and service-driven, I would recommend Diginet to everyone in Belize.
Diginet is now available in San Pedro, Northside Belize City, Ladyville, Belmopan, Orange Walk, and now Placencia. Coming soon to Belamas Phase 1 to 4.
Everyone needs a getaway. Why not do it in your own country? Sun, fun, and relaxation are just a short distance away. Have a taste of barefoot living, or enjoy the sounds and taste of an authentic Garifuna village. Allow yourself to be swept away by Southern hospitality and living. Escape the hectic world
and enjoy a beautiful sunset. Belize, where you can discover how to be a Belizean traveler.
Residents of Dangriga now have their very own brand new modernized multi-purpose complex, compliments of the government of Belize. This $3.5 million investment in the cultural capital will host sporting events, cultural events, and shows, and can double as a hurricane shelter. Features include seating for 1,000, a fully FIBA certified wooden court, locker rooms with full bathrooms, a stage and changing rooms backstage, concession stands, office space, and ample parking. The government of Belize, moving Belize forward.
Give me the real milk, the number one milk, Dano milk, then love Dano milk. You can whip its cream, for Dano milk it is real, yes, Dano milk, then love Dano milk. All over Cayo and in San Pedro, Dano milk, then love Dano milk. Dano milk in the morning, Dano milk in the evening, Dano milk. Give me Dano milk. Up north in Corozal, supermarket and them all. Dano milk, then love Dano milk. All over this line and in Belmopan, yes, Dano milk. Give me Dano milk. Say in Dangriga, down south in Fiji, Dano milk, then love Dano milk. You can hear this talk, cause it's in Orange Walk, yeah, Dano milk. I love Dano milk. Dano milk powder, probably the best milk powder in the world, Dano.
Voy a introducir primero.
Buenos días, bienvenidos de vuelta al Sugar City Morning Show. If you've just joined us, good morning and welcome back to the Sugar City Morning Show. It is exactly 16 minutes after 7 o'clock, and as promised, we have today personnel from the Department of the Environment here with us. In this first segment, we will be addressing certain topics, and in the following segment, then we will be addressing other topics. And believe me, these topics will be of concern or are of concern to everybody or almost everybody here. Okay, so it will be a rather interesting presentation. I'd like at this moment to introduce Mr. Leo Sosa, who is an environmental officer attached with the Department of the Environment. Good morning, sir.
Yes, good morning, sir.
And welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you for being here. I gather that you've traveled all the way along with the rest of your companions, along from Belmopan to be here with us.
Yes.
And I must acknowledge that from the very beginning. Thank you very much.
Yes, you're
This
welcome.
is the first show that we're having for this season. And I say first because there's going to be a second one sometime in the following month when we'll be addressing, hopefully, and we're going to be expounding more on the banning of the single-use plastic bags. At this moment, we would like to ask Mr. Leo Sosa to talk about what is the environmental clearance process. ¿Qué es el proceso de limpieza del medio ambiente?
Okay. Okay, thank you very much, sir, for first inviting us to participate.
It's our pleasure.
Here at the radio station and TV station. First, I just want to introduce who we are.
Yes,
Just a couple of
certainly.
minutes.
Go ahead.
Like you said, I am Leo Sosa, an environmental officer attached to the Department of the Environment in the Ministry of Forestry, Fisheries, the Environment, Sustainable Development, and Climate Change. Our office is located in Belmopan, that's our centralized office. We only have one office in the entire country. Okay, so we are focused there, and we do our mandate all over the country. Okay, the Department of the Environment was first established in 1992. Okay, when the Environmental Protection Act was passed into law in regulations, that was established under the Parent Act, the Environmental Protection Act, and that was passed in 1995. So under that law, there is a statement that says that any kind of development project that may have potential impacts to the environment should require environmental clearance.
Okay. And I guess that must be the reason why whenever any resort announces or any company announces the clearing of mangroves and so forth, or maybe even clearing of wide tracts of land, they require some sort of environmental study as to how it will impact positively and negatively on the environment.
Yes, because our mandates is one, pollution control, and the other one is sustainable development. Because us as the Department of the Environment, we promote development in this country. But once it is done in a sustainable manner, we have to strike a balance between development and environmental protection. Okay, so that is our mandate. So the environmental clearance process is something that any kind of person, we call them developers. It can be a person or it can be a company that has some kind of project, and that project might have some kind of potential impact to the environment. That the developer is required to make an application to our department to obtain environmental clearance. Environmental clearance is like the approval for you to go.
Adelante, puede decir.
Okay, but there is a process. How it starts, it's you make an application to the department, or you in the form of a proposal, and you explain what you want. Okay. And with that application and that proposal, you submit all your supporting documents. For example, land tenure. You have to show that you own this piece of property where you want to develop.
You can declare on land property.
Yes, and you have to show that you have your company documents, your site plans, everything is. You submit this application to us, and we review that application. Okay, and based on the contents of that application of your proposal, and based on what the environmental impact assessment regulations say, the department make a determination whether that proposal requires a study or does not require a study. Okay, but anyhow, regardless if it requires a study or doesn't require a study, it still requires environmental clearance, because environmental clearance may require a study or may not require a study. Okay, so if you submit an application, you can take 3 roads based on the legislation. The first one is that the impact is very minimal, that you don't require a study, and so we guide you and we give you the environmental clearance. We grant you the environmental clearance. The second direction is the requirement to conduct an environmental impact assessment, which is a comprehensive study of the project site. So and that has its own process on its own, which I will touch in a little bit. And the third one is a smaller study that we call the limited level environmental study, okay, which is a smaller study than the EIA. Okay, so it's 3 roads you can take when you make an application to us. Okay, so that is how we determine, but all of that is determined based on the law. Okay, the environmental impact assessment regulations have 2 schedules, right? Schedule 1 has a list of projects that require an EIA. So if your proposal,
can you give us examples?
For example, just a very simple example, protected areas, right? If you are inside a protected area, either marine or terrestrial, the law says you have to conduct an environmental impact assessment. Okay? If you want to clear, let's say you have more than 300 acres of land to do any kind of development, land conversion, 300 acres or more, the law says you have to conduct an environmental impact assessment.
I'm going to just throw a case at you. The other day I was going through the Honeycamp area, I'm sorry, and I saw right beside the lagoon, I saw that there was a cane field in that general area. And the cane field was kind of a little high up, it was on a hill, and leaning towards the lagoon. So, and I gathered that there was some spraying going on. How would you treat that scenario, and where would it fit into your what you call it?
You just looking at that example, okay? Because we have a lot of farmers here in the north, but when you want to develop a piece of land, let's say like for sugarcane, it all depends on the acreage. If you have a 30-acre plot of land and you want to develop it and to plant sugarcane, you don't necessarily have to come to us because it's very small. You just go through the agriculture department and they provide some advice to you and so on. But if you're developing a large area, it's bush, you want to clear it, and then you want to plant sugarcane, then yes, you have to come to us if it's a large area. Okay. So, but when you go through the process, then we will give you advice on how to go about mitigating those kinds of potential impacts. For example, spraying, runoff from fertilizers, all of those that can impact an adjacent water body. For example, here the Honeycamp Lagoon.
Okay. Yeah. But we're acting then on the supposition that the smaller projects, the small clearings, suppose this cane field was 10 acres, just as an example, that that kind of venture wouldn't necessarily impact the environment negatively obviously as if it were you're clearing a 300-acre. But I would believe that even so, there would be little checks and balances that you need to do on these small, because never mind if they're a small venture, but if they're using harsh chemicals, well, the impact is going to be manifested.
For example, in this case, it all depends on the location as well. Okay, 10 acres, it might not be, too much of an impact, but depending on the location as well. Like for this instance, where if it's adjacent to a water body, then yes, there will be impacts.
And I'm trying to be relative to the Orange Walk district here as we speak, because, well, although our coverage is countrywide, here in Orange Walk, except for perhaps the Coca-Cola what was it? The Coca-Cola Minute Maid deal that happened many years ago. I don't know if you know about that. In the Orange Walk district, I don't recall of any other big project being blocked
in Orange Walk.
In Orange Walk.
Yeah, and unfortunately, what we have noticed is that in the northern regions we are not seeing a lot of development. It's mostly the sugar industry that dominates here in the north. Okay, but the law applies to new developments and also to existing developments. Okay, for example, just to give you an example, Quellos Distillery, right? They existed before the department existed in 1992. They were there already. But when the law was passed, they were required to go through the process and obtain their environmental approvals. Okay, there are several in Orange.
That would include also Billy Sugar Industries.
Yes, of course, includes BSI. I can't recall the ones in Shipyard, Blue Creek, Los Poultry Places. Where they do a lot of processing.
What about lumber yards?
Lumber yards, yes. So there are some that existed before the law. But the law still captures them, even though they existed before the law.
Obviously. Okay. Yeah. So that is the environmental clearance process. And if you are, si estás limpiando áreas extensas, amplias áreas, o áreas grandes de terreno, donde pudiera impactar negativamente al medio ambiente, entonces necesitas visitar la oficina del medio ambiente.
Sí, solo le recordamos al público que si ellos van a hacer un tipo de proyecto y que ellos piensan que va a tener algún tipo de impacto en el ambiente, le recomendamos que visite las oficinas del Departamento de Ambiente para cumplir con los requisitos de la ley.
Okay. Pero one of the things that I'd like to ask you now is, because when I was speaking with the personnel from the ministry, from the department really, you spoke about a BTB, a regularization process. And I was wondering, how in the world is BTB involved with the Department of the Environment? So I'm going to ask you then, what is the B2B regularization process and how is it related to the environmental clearance process?
Yes, of course. The Belize Tourism Board, they are the ones that regulate accommodations and hotels for the tourism sector in Belize.
Yes.
Okay, they are the legal authority that issues the hotel license,
the
permits for you to operate as a hotelier.
As a hotelier.
Okay, so, but in their legislation, they have requirements for if you want to build or operate a hotel, for you to obtain your hotel license, you have to obtain environmental clearance from the Department of the Environment.
Okay.
So they will not process your application unless you have come through the Department of the Environment, because they look at tourism issues, right?
So it's not simply a matter of inspecting their rooms.
No.
And seeing if their sewages work and if the beds are soft and or beds are hard.
We look at environmental issues.
Environmental issues as well, and it must be cleared.
Yes. So the BTB, they are promoting tourism in Belize, but if tourism is not done in an environmentally friendly manner, then we have problems.
And a sustainable manner,
right?
As well.
Okay, so because we have to see and manage the tourism sector, because we don't want to lose tourists, from coming. We want a clean Belize.
We want them to come more.
So that is how we are involved with the Belize Tourism Board. We have entered into a program, an agreement with them, because the law has existed for many years, but apparently it was not being enforced. Because several hotels have been obtaining their hotel license for years, and they have not been through the Department of the Environment to obtain environmental clearance until now. So the BTV is just starting to enforce that legislation. Okay, so we are working, what we are doing right now is
So just quickly, it has been, for those hotels, it's been a free-for-all, in other words.
Yes,
they have been functioning without being monitored by the Department of the Environment.
Yes, they have been functioning with their hotel license, but not fulfilling the requirements to obtain that hotel license.
Now you're exercising that
yes,
capacity.
Of course, yes.
So
we have met several times with the BTB, and we have developed an application specifically for existing hotels. It's very simple. What hoteliers are doing now is they call our department requesting the information, and what we give them is an application. Very simple. Provide this information and describe how you manage waste. That is the most important thing. How you deal with liquid waste, sewage, how you deal with solid waste, garbage. Okay. And the application comes with additional information on what kind of paperwork is required along with the application. For example, again, as I mentioned earlier, land tenure. That is very, very important. Okay, it's one of the requirements that you have to submit along with the application. Show us evidence that you own.
Show me that you own the property in the first place,
yes,
before I do anything else.
Exactly. And then again, submit the company documents. For example, you need to register your business name, the certificate of registration, and if a company owns the property, because properties are owned by persons or by companies. So if a company owns the property, then that company needs to submit the certificate of incorporation that is registered in Belize, the articles of a memorandum of associations, the list of directors, and so on. So we have to see with whom we are dealing with.
Exactly.
Okay? And the application gives you all the required documentation that we need, and it also provides a table, because in order for the department to process your application, there's a fee an application fee that needs to be paid
Understand.
legally, right? And the table describes the fees, and the fees is for this specific BTB program. It depends on the number of rooms for your hotel. 1 to 9 rooms, the fee is $100.
And that's per year.
That's forever. One application.
Forever?
Because
it's only one in one, unless you go through an expansion process.
Yes, exactly. Because our environmental clearance is a one-time issue.
Okay.
You use that for several years for operations, unless you are changing ownership or you're making some kind of expansion, then you need to come back to us. Okay.
So any hotel that is functioning
yes.
as a hotel and which is registered with Belize Tourist Board, you are now visiting to ensure that they comply with the Environmental Act.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. And ladies and gentlemen, we do have a number of issues that we have to discuss, but we need to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll be talking more about the different types of pollution, noise pollution, and what the legislation says about noise pollution. They say I have the right to make as much noise as I want, as the neighbor has not to hear it. So where do we go then? So we will get more into the nitty-gritty details of the legislation, and when we come back, so don't go away, we'll be right back with you.
Everybody wants a clean and healthy family. That's why they purchase the best food products and the cleansing materials. This time, we give you a bigger size of La Costeña products like the mouth-watering fried beans and the pasta sauce. And surely for your clean laundry, we have the breathtaking aroma of Ensueño Max Suavitel. Even your visitors will ask what you clean your floors and restrooms with. And you can boast it is the variety of Pinol products and Sultan muriatic acid now in 900 milliliters. And much more for the best prices only at German Vega and Sons Imports. We serve you at number 5 San Antonio Road, Orange Walk Town. You can even call us at 322-3625 or 322-2672. Or you can even send us a fax at 322-2571 or email us at germanvega@btl.net. German Vega and Sons Limited, because we care for you.
Digicel new all-in-one prepaid bundles. For only $6, you'll receive 500 megabytes of LTE data, 60 minutes of talk, and 150 texts.
No, man. That can't
For $13,
correct.
receive an insane 1,200 megabytes of LTE data, 75 minutes of talk time, and
I've always wanted a bundle like that. I can't believe it.
Boy, I can't believe them bundles either. What?
You better believe it. Digicel's got everything you want, everything you need, all in one. With Digicel's new all-in-one prepaid bundles, you get enough data, more talk, and lots of text. Small, medium, and large packages, saving you as much as $80. Dial *100# to activate, or use the DigiGo app. Digicel's new all-in-one prepaid bundles. Everything you need and more. The bigger, better network. Digicel.
Buster. They see you and know you're living. Buster. Always a star. Yes, you live in color to the limit. Buster. Large and in charge. Yes, that's why you rock with Buster. Refreshing range of colorful flavors. Always a star, never the audience. You run things never run you. Yes, you are the life of it, not just a part of it. Your life is never black and white. Live in full color. Buster.
Freshly extracted local honey, perfect for today's dessert. And these locally produced onions, they are just the right size for my popular onion rings and hamburgers. And these cuts of sheep lamb, also grown locally, are just perfect for my succulent barbecue. When I think about my family's health, I buy local products first. After all, they are fresh and healthier. And if you do the same, you're shaping a brighter future for your community, your family, and yourself, as local spending circles back to you. Remember, when you buy local products, you are building a better Belize. This message is proudly sponsored by the Food and Agriculture Organization, European Union, Ministry of Agriculture, and Belize Marketing and Development Corporation.
Everyone needs a getaway. Why not make it in your own backyard? Learn the history of your old capital. Or venture out on a road trip to experience the village life and be captivated by nature's wildlife, culture, and food. Belize, where you can discover how to be a Belizean traveler.
Bienvenidos de vuelta. Welcome back to the Sugar City Morning Show. It is exactly 40 minutes after 7 o'clock or 20 minutes before 8 o'clock. Wherever you may be, I'd like to send you the best, some warm greetings, and wish you all the best for today. A rather wet morning here in Orange Rock, but it's still a beautiful day. Today, again, we have personnel from the Department of the Environment, and it is my distinct pleasure to say good morning and welcome immediately to my list Mr. Henry Sanchez, who is an environmental technician. Good morning and welcome to the show. I'd like to also say good morning and welcome Mr. Marco Escalante.
Morning.
Marco, good morning and welcome to the show. As I mentioned to Mr. Blanco, thank you for taking time out to be here. We really do appreciate it. This is obviously in an effort to try to inform and educate our audience, and especially the audience here in the North. I'd like to say that the coverage is countrywide, but we also have an on-the-air station, which is Channel 10, which serves the great amount of people who do not have cable. And this is within the borders of Belize and outside the borders of Belize, because our signal is used all the way into Mexico as well, some parts of Mexico. So, así que, compañeros, es de gran importancia para nosotros poder compartir esta información con ustedes, especialmente cuando se trata de un tema tan importante como la protección del medio ambiente. Escuchamos muchas veces acerca de proyectos sostenibles y que, muchas palabras bonitas, pero al final del día todo eso quiere decir de que tenemos que ser responsables con lo que tenemos, o sea, que al final del día hay que cuidar, hay que guardar esas cosas que nos dan la vida y que nos promueven la vida y que también nos dan mucho confort durante el tiempo de la vida. El medio ambiente, el Department of the Environment, es amplio el rango de los temas que discuten. Y aquí voy a hablar tantito en español e inglés y te invito que si es que quieras también comunicarte en español, por favor, lo haces. We're going to talk a little bit about noise pollution. One of the first topics that we're going to like to discuss. How many of us have not been through the scenario of having a very loud neighbor, or living by the roadside where you have very inconsiderate and insensitive drivers who can wake you up at 2, 3 in the morning with either loud noises coming from their sound system, or their mufflers are no longer there present. I'd like to invite either one of you to talk to us about noise pollution, and why is it always important to consider noise pollution?
First of all, good morning to your team for inviting the Department of the Environment.
It is our pleasure.
It's always a pleasure for us as well to come out and sensitize the people and to let them know exactly what to do, so that they know that there is a Department of the Environment that deals with issues that may be affecting directly or indirectly them. The pollution regulation states that any person who causes or allows to be caused the establishment, the use of any equipment which may cause unreasonable noise commits an offense.
And any equipment being held just open, in other words, it can be a chainsaw.
It can be a chainsaw.
It can be a jukebox. It can be a sound system. It can be a motorcycle. It can be a vehicle. It is rather broad.
It's broad, and the key word that we use is unreasonable. And when we talk about noise pollution, it's a bit subjective, because what affects you might not affect me. The reason does the law does have specific allowed limits for different type of structures. We have structure A, B, C, D, and E, and the specific noise level that they are allowed to emit during the day and during the night. The levels during the day, they are allowed to make higher noise than during the night. Mr. Marco can explain the monitoring program that the Department of the Environment has with regards to these establishments that are known to cause noise pollution.
But before we go into that, why is it important to even consider noise pollution? Have we seen an increase in the amount of complaints coming from people, or I live right smack on the Otrobeke Road, right smack on the highway, and yes, initially, well, I still enjoy living there, but I am awakened every morning by loud noises at 4 o'clock in the morning. And obviously, those are the buses that, the 2017 buses that pass in front of my bedroom from very early in the morning. And some of them can be loud, some of them, there's just a regular vehicle passing. But why is it important to consider the concept of noise pollution? Do we have lots of complaints?
We do get a lot of complaints regarding noise pollution, and what we try to avoid is that the impacts that these noises might have on the people surrounding the source. Noise is known to cause damages to the ear, permanent loss of the ear. It can add stress to people, especially to older.
And if you're already stressed out and you hear loud noises, good Lord, it drives you crazy.
Yes, exactly. So these are the issues that we try to avoid when we get these complaints. We try to work with these people that are causing the noise pollution, and allow the other people to have an enjoyable environment.
Would you venture to say what would be the most common form of noise pollution that we have currently here, and is it relative to the district town, or do you have certain areas that are where some type of noise pollution is more pronounced, and in some areas is not as pronounced, and then however in some other areas something else is more pronounced?
Well, talking about noise, we at the department have received several complaints, and a lot of it comes from talking about districts, we would get a lot from the Cayo district, but it all has to do with people and the knowledge they have and the public awareness. I mean, sometimes people don't know that the Department of the Environment is out there, so they wouldn't know where to go. Maybe they call the police department and not our department. But as we go along with our public awareness campaign, I mean, the department has a public awareness unit, which is in charge of that, and we have seen that with the public awareness campaign that they have been running, the more the people know, then that's when they become aware and start calling the office and making complaints. But
so knowledge is power. In other words,
yes.
Okay.
Just to add to Mr. Marco, most of these complaints come from bars and nightclubs. A couple of them come from churches within a residential area, and some of them.
You mean complaints about the bars from the churches?
No. People call to complain noise from bars. Other people call and complain about the music from churches.
Okay.
And
thank you. It's very interesting.
Some of the people also complain about small-scale industries within residential area. We are talking about black factories,
carpentry factories, woodworking factories.
Exactly, yeah.
That you hear that and planers and so forth. Yes, I can understand that. But what about me owning a sound system and telling you, what, I want to play my Jim Reeves, and I locate my neighbor got Bex, but he have for, and I listen, but I blare it. The neighbors have a right to complain.
They do have a right to complain.
Do you find this being scenario? But not as often.
It's yeah. People complain about that often.
Often.
We also have people complaining about some issues that might not be related to the environment, like dogs barking during the night.
How can you stop a dog from barking?
Exactly. So basically, what we try to do is that we focus on establishments and structures with equipment.
Okay, so here in Belize, how would you describe the sources of noise pollution? It could be, being practical, it could be either from small industries, it could be coming from cars and vehicles and so forth. What about those vehicles that on purpose do not have a muffler, and then at 11:30 or 12 at night, you hear the boom, 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 and would that be considered noise pollution?
That is considered as noise pollution.
And what does the legislation say about that kind of noise pollution, and how can we address these problems?
Well, one of the big problems, not the bigger one, but would be, for example, those motorcycles that whenever they are around, they're just starting revving engines. Those motorcycles and vehicles have to be properly muffled. They have to have a muffler on.
Yeah, and these are the type of activities that are, how can I explain? These are what we ask the people to do whenever they whenever they are caught them doing noise pollution. We work along with them, and we ask them, for example, small scale industries, sawmills, furniture workplaces. We ask them to improve the area they're building, so that they can reduce the noise being emitted on the environment. Other measures that we have, we ask them to add adequate equipment to the area, whatever they're using. For example, vehicles, we ask them to properly put in mufflers and so on, so that the noise can be reduced.
Is there any mechanism or some sort of system in place that addresses these problems? In other words, do you because most of these offenses keep on going without being addressed. What kind of monitoring system does the department have in place to address those people who are constantly transgressing the law and who are constantly committing? I will be honest with you. Because I live on the highway, and because I live on a section of the highway that is extremely transited, the Otrobenke Road, okay? What happens is that just recently, a speed bump has been placed right by where I live. But it happens that there are some very obstinate motorcyclists who keep driving through the Otrobenke Road very fast. And even those, and sometimes there are those who do stop when they get to the bump, but when they go past the bump, they put on a revving spree. In other words, they go like, no, you can't stop me, no speed bump ahead of me, so I will just rev and tell you what, I don't care if I make noise. They go vroom, vroom, and they go all the way up the Otrobenke Road, making noises. And people go like, My point is, what is in place to monitor these people? And what does this legislation say about it? And can they be committing an offense if that's what the legislation says?
We at the department have a monitoring program, but it's functioning a bit only for establishments, bars and churches, different workshops and so on. We have a noise meter, and it is calibrated every time that we go to do noise monitoring.
So you have a little gadget there that actually measures the decibels.
Yes, and the purpose for calibrating is that whenever we go to the fields to do noise monitoring, we want the equipment to be reading as accurate as possible the noise that is being emitted. So we go to these establishments. We get readings every 5 minutes.
Have you ever found any churches guilty of noise pollution?
We have, and we send them a letter telling them that we have found them to be violating the pollution regulations and that they are causing noise pollution. And we give them many different measures which they can implement so that they can reduce the noise. For example, we ask them to position the speakers in such a way that it's facing inside the building instead of having the speakers on the windows and pointing outside.
Another scenario. Just this Sunday, I was over by my friend's house by the riverside. And sitting on the okay, let me take this call first. Sugar City Morning Show. Good morning, buenos dias.
Good morning, Emmanuel, and good morning, you guys. I'm calling from the Cinderella area. You know, for years we have been suffering the noise and the dust pollution of this black factory. And then many people have been complaining about it, but nothing has been done. What can you suggest for us, you know, the people living around the factory to do?
So you're complaining about both noise and dust?
The dust. I know that they say about the noise, you can monitor the noise, but what happened about the dust? Because there's a lot of dust that is being produced also. You know, the kids are most of the time suffering from cough.
Oh, so there is an effect because it's causing you asthma and some sort of respiratory problems.
People have been complaining about it, but you know, everything is just, you know, nothing has been done about it.
Okay. So your question is, what does the legislation say about it, and how can you address that?
A big company, it's not a small company, it's a big company.
Thank you very much, caller. How do you address that?
First of all, I have no knowledge about this issue. However, we do thank the person that just called to inform us, and we do take complaints seriously, and we do our investigation and then we take actions to alleviate the pollution. And in this case will be the reducing the noise and allowing that company to reduce or stop emitting those dust in the environment.
Okay. So, but the legislation is very clear about that, or does it leave it to discretion?
The legislation is clear when it speaks to noise pollution. So they have a set limit which they are allowed to emit during the day and during the night. So this company, I'm not sure, I think it's 80 decibels during the day, and it's less during the night.
Okay. What about, going back to the scenario I was telling you, there was a vehicle that was parked by the riverside, which coincidentally is also by where the church is, but this is no relationship with the church. But somebody parks the vehicle there, has on two trumpets, two of these speakers, and decides to preach to the community. And I'm not telling you that it's not a good thing, but I'm telling you that yes, if you, Sunday afternoons, when you are just about ready to fall asleep after lunch, and then here comes this sucker who is infringing on my right to have a restful afternoon where I can even sleep and take in some breeze, you know. Is that permitted? For that person to put on two speakers on his vehicle and just preach for 45 minutes to the entire community?
The law does provide for it talks about structures and equipment, and but it also includes vehicles. So if it's a speaker within a vehicle, it's also included in
regulation.
I understand that this case might not be the same as the rest of the cases because this is, but you may require in the first place a permit to do that, a police permit to be having public meetings per se. But it's a completely different thing whenever you preach, and you preach low, as compared to when you preach and you have an amplifier attached to your microphone and you have two blaring speakers, and you feel that because you are so filled with all the fervor of spreading the good news that everybody must comply with and must conform with that desire.
I guess this would be a very peculiar case. What I mean is that it's difficult for us to do enforcement on an issue like this. It would change if the person makes it a habit. Every Sunday he comes in and preaches at the same site.
Then I'll be watchful, okay?
Yeah. So then we would know who the person is and be able to take actions again.
Based on, but you said that a while ago that you get a lot of complaints from the Coyote district. Do you also get, what are some of the hotspots for noise pollution?
It would include mostly bars.
Bars.
Yes, bars.
Do you do a lot of work in Belize City area, where I gathered that some months ago, some neighbors got together and decided, tell you what, we won't take this anymore because of the noise of the bars in certain areas, in the Pickwick area and so forth. Did you all become involved with this?
The department did get involved in that issue.
What happened after all?
I think at the end they had to soundproof the establishment.
They had to soundproof the establishment.
Yes.
Okay. So whenever you walk by there, then there's only so much noise coming out from that establishment. What do you do if the person does not have any money to soundproof the establishment? Does the legislation provide for that business to, or rather, is there any penalty? Are there any penalties? or does it need to shut down? Or what? Talk to us more about what the legislation says and not complying with the legislation. What are some of the penalties or consequences of not complying with the law?
Okay. Let me explain to you how the department addresses these issues. First of all, whenever we get a complaint, we go to the site. Of course, it will not be immediately. We have to schedule these monitorings. Now, whenever we go on site, the law speaks about it divides it into day and night and certain times. After 30 minutes, maybe 2 minutes, or more than 9 hours, less than 9 hours. So and then it divides it into different structures, A, B, C, D to E. And depending on the area you're in, if it's in a residential area, then the noise would be less. Now, when the department goes out, we conduct a monitoring for more than 30 minutes because of the type of establishment and the duration of the noise. So we study we gather data with a decibel meter. So we go to the area, we stick around for about 35 minutes, getting readings off of our decibel meter, which is an equipment which measures decibel levels. Now, after this 35 minutes, we go to the establishment, we follow the form, which is the noise abatement notice. Now, this noise abatement notice is a legal instrument that the department uses, which is basically telling you
cool nobody noise.
Yes, exactly, and it gives you several options and several measures, several how do you say it?
Guidelines.
Condiciones.
Conditions.
Sí, que básicamente te explica, baja la música, pone o how do you say it? Put proper measures in place, or to soundproof the establishment. Also, we do after an amount of time, then we ask you to visit the department. Now, this abatement notice, we issue out 3 of them. If after the third one, after a third warning, because we call it a warning, after a third one, then this would then eventually go to court. Now, if you fail to abide with the department's conditions, whatever, I mean, if we ask you to do certain...
If you don't comply,
exactly,
if you don't conform, then they carry that code. What would be the maximum fine somebody would...
If I am not mistaken, it's 10,000.
What?
10,000.
I never expected that.
Yes.
Okay.
And
so you are liable to pay a fee up to $10,000, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
For if you're found guilty of noise pollution. In other words, like the gentleman said, you're offered guidelines. If you own a bar and there are neighbors complaining, so they come in, they tell you what, you have to reduce the volume of your jukebox or your music and so forth. And if you don't do it, if you don't comply with the requirements of either reducing the volume or soundproofing the area or whatever is it that putting windows or whatever it is that they require of you, and after so much time and after so much involvement, they tell you what, I'm tired of you. Don't conform. You don't comply with the requirements. So we're taking you to court. And if they find you guilty, you can pay up to $10,000. Hasta $10,000 de multa te pudieran cobrar si es que te encuentran culpable de estar haciendo mucho ruido en tu comunidad. Compañeros, son las 8:07. Tenemos que ir rápidamente a una pausa. Pero cuando regresamos vamos a entrar a otro tema. Y estamos hablando del tiradero de basura por todo lado. ¿Y qué es lo que la ley dice acerca de esto? Y esto es importante para todos nosotros. Así que manténganse en sintonía. Pero primero vamos a esta pausa. Vamos a la pausa.
go across the border to enjoy sun, sand, and crystal blue waters? Belize's northern islands and reef are just a boat ride away. Go slow and immerse yourself into the Caribbean Sea or enjoy some fresh coconut water. Or pick up the pace on an island where locals can enjoy sandy beaches by day and feast on your fresh catch by night. Discover the Mesoamerican Barrier Reef and submerge yourself into another world where you can experience a traffic jam you will want to return. You can also make new friends along the way. Belize, where you can discover how to be a Belizean traveler.
Residents of Dangriga now have their very own brand new modernized multi-purpose complex, compliments of the government of Belize. This $3.5 million investment in the cultural capital will host sporting events, cultural events, and shows, and can double as a hurricane shelter. Features include seating for 1,000, a fully FIBA certified wooden court, locker rooms with full bathrooms, a stage and changing rooms backstage, concession stands, office space, and ample parking. The government of Belize, moving Belize forward.
Hi, my name is Michael Tios. I'm a Diginet customer. My internet experience is wonderful. My children go to school, they're in high school, and the demands of them having to surf to do homework, also doing their games. There's no buffering when you're watching movies on Netflix likewise too. And when 5 of us are actually on, I no longer have the problem of having to be waiting for that eternal circle to while they're buffering. So it's been excellent. For myself, now when I have to do proposals, I have to download large files. I also, on a daily basis, might listen to music while I'm doing my work likewise too. Prior to sign up for Diginet, I had a 2 meg internet. I took on the 10 meg package, which is for $99. Also offers me free mobile data and talk. For an additional $25, I bundle my home phone onto my Diginet plan. Since switching over to BTL Diginet services, I've been able to head to my bed much more earlier. I no longer have to wait up late at night, waiting till I can actually have the amount of bandwidth to do my work. I'm recommending each one to sign up for Diginet services. And also, if you have a home phone, to add on the bundle. It will save you hugely.
Diginet is now available in San Pedro, Northside Belize City, Ladyville, Belmopan, Orange Walk, and now Placencia. Coming soon to Belamas Phase 1 to 4.
Notice the residents of rural communities in Orange Walk and Corozal districts. If you value your health and your children's health, you will dispose of your garbage only at approved sites. The disposal of garbage at any other location is illegal, and if caught, you can be fined up to $5,000. If you don't get caught, you can still suffer health impacts caused by these illegal sites, because illegal dump sites harbor pests such as rodents, possums, and mosquitoes that carry diseases. These can transmit those diseases to you and your children. In addition, the garbage you throw away illegally can contaminate water bodies near your community, the same water bodies you might use for recreation or other purposes. Only with your help can the Department of Environment ensure that Belize's development is safe for present and future generations. You can also contact your local village councils or Belize Solid Waste Management Authority for more information. The Department of Environment thanks you for your help.
You have an 8-cylinder powerful engine disguised as an aluminum alloy that spins at 8,000 revolutions per minute.
Goes like this. You think it's a turbo?
No, with a cleaning of injectors and a change of oil, you will run more efficient, my friend.
For those who understand the engine like it talks to you, we speak machine. Rush France, making the world function. Authorized agent, German Vega & Sons. Telephone number 322-3625. Email germanvega@btl.net.
The Philip Goldson Highway between Belize City and the Philip Goldson International Airport is getting a major facelift to the tune of $31.5 million. Section B of the highway upgrading project between Haulover Bridge and the Buttonwood Bay Boulevard roundabout is underway at an investment of $21 million. Works consist of the full rehabilitation of the road to paved standard, which includes the widening of the road to 4 lanes, lined sidewalks and drains, wide shoulders, median, and parking plus a bus lane at designated sections of the road. LED road lighting will be installed along with road safety features such as signs, reflectors, and road markings. The project will also facilitate in the improvement of underground infrastructure for the public utility companies. The government of Belize, moving Belize forward.
Bienvenidos de vuelta, es un gran gusto estar con ustedes cuando son las 8:14. Estamos con el señor Henry Sánchez del Departamento del Medio Ambiente y también con el señor Marco Escalante, que son personal del Departamento de Medio Ambiente. Durante estos últimos segmentos, durante los siguientes 45 minutos, por decir, vamos a estar hablando acerca de un tema que muchas veces nos causa mucha frustración, porque estamos hablando de tiradero de basura ilegal. Se supone, compañeros, de que el Concilio del Pueblo es responsable para sacar la basura de nuestros patios. ¿Ok? A bien que nos cobren una cantidad de dinero, $10 por mes, $14 por mes, lo que sea, la gran mayoría de personas están dispuestos a pagarlos. Algunos no, y no solo se aplica al concilio, pero aunque vivas en aldeas, y en particular aquí es donde está el problema, porque muchas aldeas no tienen sus sistemas de recolección de basura. Y entonces la pregunta es, pues, por el amor de Dios, ¿qué haces con toda la basura que traes? ¿La quemas? ¿La tiras en el patio del vecino? ¿En el patio desocupado, digamos un patio lóbrego? ¿Qué haces con toda tu basura? Y la pregunta es, por el amor de Dios, ¿cómo es que tenemos tanta basura en las carreteras, en los lados en los feeder roads, en los cane roads, ¿cómo se llaman? Sí, feeder roads. ¿Y por qué es de que no estamos tomando el esfuerzo para ir directamente al dump site y depositar nuestra basura y simplemente estamos tirando la basura al lado de la carretera sin ninguna preocupación alguna? Eso es el problema. Y por eso le quiero, puesto esa plataforma de discusión, quiero que hablemos tantito, ¿por qué la razón? ¿Por qué es que la gente todavía aún hoy en día está tirando basura por todo lado? Can you help us with that? Why is it that littering and illegal dumping is such a widespread issue in Belize? What are the reasons?
Well, I guess one of the reasons would be the culture, because I mean, sad to say, but whenever you're in Chetumal, you will not find a Belizean taking a piece of garbage and flinging it out of the window. As soon as they come back and cross the border, you start seeing garbage out of a bus, for example, and vehicles. So it has a lot to do with the culture. No, I'm talking about littering. We're going to start off small. And the Department of the Environment has, we have littering tickets. It's either issued to a person or to a company. No, a person, it would be $100. No, if we catch you throwing out a small plastic bag, a shilling bag, you know, the pouches, the shilling bag of water, if that flies out of your vehicle, that will be $100. No, if we catch a company littering, then that's $500. No, talking about dumping.
Going back to that, because this is very interesting, very interesting. And your ticketing system functions only when you're there.
Actually,
do you have garbage ticketing officers countrywide, or is it only the personnel from the Department of the Environment can
No.
a ticket?
The law does provide a list of people that are authorized to issue
Yes.
a ticket.
We have justices of the peace. We have police department,
public health,
personnel from the city council or town council, if I'm not mistaken, and any other person assigned by the minister. So it's not only us. I mean,
so can you quickly go through this? Because this is wow. It is officers of the town council itself. The police department.
Yes.
Do they know that they have that privilege? Have they been informed? Have you been working with the police department and these agencies and reminding them that they have that privilege?
We have the police department. We have worked with the police department.
Because I can because I can agree with you that the culture just lends itself to people beginning to throw garbage. But at the end of the day, it's a culture that has grown upon us because of the lack of attention given by the people who have the power. Sugar City Morning Show. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes,
I heard, I was listening to the show, and it strikes me strange that they were saying that the culture, but listen, I beg to differ from America. It's not the culture. I believe it's the enforcement and lack of civic pride. I think lack of civic pride. This is a different thing from the culture, man. The culture, because we like to throw garbage. It's enforcement. We don't throw it over there in Chetumal because if we throw it over there in Chetumal, we will know that we have hell to pay workers. So it's enforcement, not culture.
Thank you, sir.
The young man was saying about the culture. I just beg to differ. It's lack of civic pride. We are not taught, and then lack of enforcement. You asked a very important question to the police and the rest of enforcement personnel. Do they have the ticketing system available to them that if you see somebody throw away garbage, they just deal with them right away? That is what I think is it. That's the culture, man. Let's not try to propagate this culture. It's wrong. Okay?
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Well, if you notice,
your call is queued.
If you notice that I was hinting at exactly that it's a culture that has grown upon us because of the lack of attention that has been given to the problem. Where at the end of the day, because we're so damn lackadaisical about giving out garbage tickets and littering tickets, because I don't recall the day anybody got a littering ticket here in Orange Walk, or any place that I know of. Because the problem has been dealt with so wrongly. And because people throw garbage in front of the authorities and they don't give a crap about doing it. Because at the end of the day, the people who are expected to enforce the law don't do anything about it. And I'm talking about the Department of the Environment, Public Health, and I'm talking about all the other authorities who permits this thing to continue. And I do believe that it is time that we begin to take this job very, very seriously, because, good Lord, it is disheartening, it is frustrating, it is discouraging, it is, you think about the word, it fits.
The Department of the Environment has and we are still continuing to issue littering tickets. It's not something that will be out there in the public media. Maybe people are not informed, but we have and we are still issuing littering tickets. We are charging people for dumping, for establishments of illegal dump sites. These issues are being addressed by the Department of the Environment.
We have, and I'm sure that all those people who watch our show can attest to the fact that we have been here complaining about a situation right down the street from us, on the very same street, San Lorenzo Road, where we have at one point or another, illegal dump sites of the garbage dump sites right down the street from us. Where if you're wondering why is it that we have so much junk on our antenna, it is very, very, very easily explained by the fact that they're just awaiting people to drop the carcasses of dead cats and dead dogs and dead everything. That is continuing without anybody's preoccupation. And I'd like to ask the Department of Environment to go there with us this morning and to visit this, and would like to at least feel consoled that we have told you about it. And public health also, which is, I guess, the one who is directly responsible, along with you guys, to try to launch a campaign against all of this illegal dumping. And believe me, people, and pardon me if I'm being too passionate about this thing, but yes, I'm being passionate, and I have a right to be passionate about it. Because at the end of the day, I have a right to be mad when I pass by the area and I feel that there were people can become sick with all the amount of flies that are riding in the area. When I see the pollution of the water that's going on in that area, because there's a creek that feeds into the river, and whenever you see all the carcasses, and I go like, why don't some of the departments put their money where the mouth is? You know? Because at the end of the day, we hear about these beautiful projects and, solid waste management, we're going to be doing this and we're going to be doing that. But we still have illegal dump sites throughout the country.
I want to go back to the young man that just carried out. Enforcement with any enforcement agency in the country is a challenge. And especially for us at the Department of the Environment. We have limited staff. And we are centralized in Belmopan. That's our only office in the country. So we travel through all the districts to do noise monitoring, do inspections, and so on. So whenever we are traveling, we sometimes catch these people red-handed. They're throwing garbage on the roadside, or throwing their litter on different areas. So these are the times that we take to issue the littering tickets. Other people have called, gotten license plate from vehicles and say, well, all right, I caught this person dumping on such an area. So we contact the city council, transport department, and get the name of the owner of that vehicle, and then we ticket them as well. So, I mean, the public has a responsibility as well. We have to understand that it's our environment. It's not my environment.
It's collectively everybody else.
So all of us have a role to play in whenever it comes to enforcement. And this is what we depend on people like those that will call and give us information so that we can act on that and ensure that the people are ticketed or taken to court, whatever, for littering or any damage to the environment.
What does the legislation say about littering and illegal dumping? Can you be taken to court for illegal dumping? Or what are the fines? Talk to us more about it. So, because sometimes I believe that the people do it because they don't know what are the consequences of their actions. Can you inform?
The fines for, if you're found guilty of dumping, is $5,000, up to $5,000, and up to 2 years imprisonment, if I'm not mistaken.
Have you fined anybody $5,000 in recent history, and have you taken anybody to court in recent history?
We have taken people to court.
But have they been fined?
Yes, they were fined.
Okay. What
I personally have been
good for you.
Been to the court
good
because of a situation like that.
Good for you. I'm proud of you.
A certain person was caught dumping televisions. Right off the highway, old televisions, right off the highway onto, como se dijo, un terreno lóbrego. The person, I caught the person, and he was taken to court, and he was charged for illegal dumping.
I'm still left in a quandary about, at the end of the day, about who at the end of the day is responsible for all the illegal dump sites in the country of Belize. Is it because the public health department is not doing its job informing the people? Is it because there's not enough monitoring by the Department of the Environment? Is it because the village councils are not doing their job in offering services to the council? Is it because the town council is not doing enough with their garbage collection? Is it because we're just too damn nasty? Sorry for being so blunt about it, but severe problems need severe solutions.
At the end of the day, every person is responsible for his or her actions, and when it comes to garbage, every person is responsible for the proper management of his or her garbage. So,
but you do know that a lot of us can be quite irresponsible with our our actions.
So if you, I don't think it's fair enough to blame enforcement or the Department of the Environment. People have a responsibility. People know where dump sites, the actual dump sites are.
People do, but then again, people are people. So, and they go like, let's create a scenario. I do not own a vehicle, okay? I have 2 bags of garbage I need to dispose of. I live within town. I cannot burn them. What do I do with it? Okay? Or another scenario. I live in Trial Farm. I have a lot of garbage I like to dispose of. Yes, burning is permitted, but I don't want to burn it. The easiest thing for me is to very simply dump it into somebody else's yard, which is exactly what happens. It is exactly what happens, and it's happening here in Trial Farm. Here, because they don't subscribe to the garbage collection services that are offered by the village council. Some people do not want to pay $8 collection fee a month.
I would think that one of the main reasons would be people trying to avoid that fee. They would take an easier method of disposal instead of.
So if they would take that easier way out, what mechanism is in place to prohibit them, or to, initially to charge them, to take them to court, to prohibit them eventually from dumping the garbage in somebody else's yard? Because the system seems to be just going on, and proliferating itself. And it's a shame to be walking, to be going down some roads and some streets and seeing all the garbage. I have 23 acres up on the road, and believe me, just the other day I went to visit it, and I saw that there was dumping of garbage on the road leading up to my farm. That means that people are not. Those people are dumping it in vehicles. They're going all the way up to here, going all the way by there, and there you can see all the coconut husks. You can see all the dead carcasses. You can see everything. Why is it that they don't go to the dump site and dump it? Is it because of lack of education? Is it because, like the caller, is it because a lack of follow-up by the relevant departments where people feel that they can throw it away and get away with it? And just literally get away with it? Do we have any mechanism in place to levy a fee on those people? Well, first of all, do we have the vigilance to, because at the end of the day, I do believe that, like you correctly said, when you go to Chetumal, we put the garbage in our pocket. When you come back, as soon as you cross the bridge, you're sitting, they fly out of the bus. You might say it's culture, but it's a culture that has grown on us because of the lack of of attention being given by the departments to this problem. Because at the end of the day, if there was somebody who was by the roadside and stopping that bus and said, tell you what, you throw a bottle of a Coke, whoever threw it, you, okay, I'm $50. I can guarantee you that person would not do it again.
500 actually.
Thank you very much. But because we have that lacking, people just continue doing it.
And when it comes to enforcement, what the caller mentioned, we are going through a process of getting names from the public and submitting it to the minister so that they can determine whether or not the person is fits the criteria to be a person that can issue a littering ticket.
Okay.
So whoever is interested, they can.
What about the people at the park, the maintenance officers at the parks? Those will be the correct people, because I would believe, pardon me again, but they would be the right people to no. The left a diaper right here. Sorry, the left a diaper right here. There's a garbage can, man. No, they just stuck it in the chair of the park.
The department, we are going through several campaigns.
Would it be also, pardon me, would it be also be a good idea to have a regional office here in the north, where you can, and I know the first thing you complain, no money there, but it would, I believe that it would make sense to have some sort of office here where you can be more, give better a service and better attention rather than just in Belmopan.
And that's discussion that we have been having at the department.
Mm-hmm.
We are looking at what the Department of the Environment will be in the future.
Mm-hmm.
So it is being proposed that the department be decentralized,
mm-hmm.
different officers in different areas within the country,
mm-hmm.
so that we can have a better
monitoring and
throughout the country
of the problems. Yes, because like I said, I become personally involved in this project. I have had situations where I've gone up to the public health office and the manager and they have told us, you know, Papa, you could go. I said, hell no, I am at the right spot. You know? Trying to defer the problem to somebody else. And we've taken personnel from the hospital. We just about a couple of weeks ago, we had people from solid waste management, and we gave them a tour again of the Mr. Kokom lives right across the street, and you know what he does? He follows the vehicles when they're filled with garbage, and he actually takes his camera and he snaps shots, and then he tells, if you don't turn back, I'm gonna
send it to the
you know, and so forth. But he cannot be there as a watchdog forever. He cannot, obviously.
And that is the same challenge that we have. We can't be
mm-hmm.
everywhere.
Mm-hmm. But at least you can put up signs.
We have the department, like I said, we have been going through several campaigns to especially to address this issue with illegal dumping. We have tried to work with city councils, the village councils, having areas cleaned up, putting up signs after the cleanup. We're trying to work with the police department as well, like I have mentioned, with the city councils, to have persons authorized to be there, because we cannot be there all the time. And the adequate people would be the police department and the people that work for the city council, or
the maintenance officers.
Yes, exactly.
Also. And if you ask me, there would be a number of citizens who would willingly want to be ticketing officers, because, Christ, man, it has become a severe problem. And severe problems need severe solutions, very simply put. But before we go into the following discussion, we will take a quick break when it is 22 minutes before 9 o'clock. And I'm inviting people to call 302-2170, 302-2170, así es que quieres participar en la discusión que tenemos con el personal de medio ambiente, y o mandarme texto al 664-4921, repito, 664-4921, y con gusto lo leeremos y le daremos atención. Pero vamos a esta pausa.
The sunny days are here, and whether it's for a picnic or in your kitchen, you need the meat. Gillette's Meat Shop proudly offers a variety of juicy cuts such as processed meats, ham, bacon, salami, longaniza, and sugar cure ham, just to mention a few. Enjoy our meats in beef, pork, and mutton. So for that healthy cut your family enjoys, visit us at number 18 San Antonio Road in Orange Walk from Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 12 p.m. and 1:30 p.m. to 6 p.m. Saturdays, 7 a.m. to 12:30 and 3 to 5 p.m. Sundays, 8 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Place your orders at 322-3486 or 322-2175 or even 610-4061. Send us an email at DerekGillett31@gmail.com. Gillette's Meat Shop, fresh and processed meats.
Ay, qué rico.
Hey guys, my name is Jerry Badillo, and this is my Diginet experience. The reason I decided to sign up for Diginet is because it's fast and reliable. I went to any of the Digicel stores and it was for my 10 megabytes. It was only $99. I got free talk and free mobile data at home. It's perfect. It's perfect for streaming those movies, you know, that Netflix and chill. My entire family, we're all connected, and it's so fast. My work is all about working from home, right? And I advertise everything. I need to connect to my clients. When I go live on Facebook, no buffering needs to happen. So it's perfect for me. I need that reliable internet, and that is Diginet. I also like all that free talk and mobile data that comes with my bundle.
Yo, you guys, this is crazy!
So it's the perfect experience. It's super fast, it's reliable, and it never drops. I recommend Diginet to everyone, especially here in San Pedro and all the locations that it's available.
Diginet is now available in San Pedro, Northside Belize City, Ladyville, Belmopan, Orange Walk, and now Placencia. Coming soon to Balamas Phase 1 to 4.
6 cylinders to pure potential and better performance.
It looks like it vibrates. You think it could be the horsepower?
With a quart of oil and the calibration of the injectors, it will start to get the watchers again on the street.
We take a motor to its optimal level. We speak machine. Rush France, making the world function. Authorized agent, German Vega & Sons. Telephone number 322-3625. Email germanvega@btl.net.
Greetings, esteemed members, owners of La Immaculada Credit Union Limited. It gives us great pleasure to announce that LICU will be holding its 69th annual general meeting on Sunday, July 1st, 2018. The meeting will be held at 9 a.m. at the Muffles High School Auditorium located on San Andres Street in Orange Walk Town. We cordially invite all members owners to join us as we share our financials, developments, and endeavors, including the declaration of dividends for the fiscal year 2017-2018. As always, your presence and active participation at this very important session is of essence, for your valuable input and awareness are necessary as we continue working together to safeguard your interests and sustainably grow your hard-earned investments and returns for the sustainable growth of our credit union. We kindly encourage you to bring along your passbooks and to be on time so as to have the opportunity to win exciting punctuality and attendance prizes. Snacks and refreshments will be served at the end of the business sessions. For your convenience and revision, copies of the minutes of our consolidated 67th and 68th Annual General Meeting are now available at both our Orange Walk and Belmopan offices. We look forward to having an interactive, fruitful, and informative meeting with you as we move together to greater prosperity and stability. La Inmaculada Credit Union Limited, your road to financial prosperity.
You might have a mom, she might be the bomb, but ain't nobody got a mom like mine.
Las tiendas A&R orgullosamente anuncian la llegada de un gran surtido de artículos justo a tiempo para el mes de mayo, mes dedicado especialmente para celebrar y honrar a nuestras queridas madrecitas. Si buscas fragancias, electrónicos para el cabello, electrónicos para el cuidado de cabello, relojes de mano o artículos para el desarrollo físico, no busques más. A&R lo tiene todo. Y si buscas sobrecamas en todas medidas, toallas, cortinas, cortinas para habitación o baño, juegos de olla, contenedores para basura y muchos artículos más para el hogar, una simple visita a A&R lo resuelve todo. Tiendas A&R, donde el gran surtido y los mejores precios hacen toda la diferencia. Visítanos en cualquiera de nuestras tiendas: Corozal, Orange Walk, Ciudad Belice, Belmopan, San Ignacio, Dangriga, San Pedro y ahora en Ladyville.
Welcome back to the Sugar City Morning Show. It is exactly 50 minutes before 9. Bienvenidos de vuelta, compañeros. Son las 9 menos cuarto. Aquí con el señor Henry Sánchez y con el señor Marco Escalante, que los dos son personal del Departamento del Medio Ambiente. They are environmental technicians. Es más, ellos son los que van a hacer las averiguaciones, las investigaciones, ¿ok? Y si es que tú tienes o sabes de un caso o quisieras poner una queja, estos son los individuos algunos de los individuos que te atenderían y que le darían seguimiento a esa queja. Bienvenidos de vuelta a este último al show y a este último segmento. Durante este tiempo estaremos obviamente recibiendo llamadas y también estaremos hablando qué son algunos de los retos, what are some of the challenges faced with enforcing littering and illegal dumping. Es más, estamos viendo de que el problema continúa y continúa sin cesar. Que es obvio de que hay causas para esto. ¿Qué es lo que está deteniendo al departamento? ¿O qué son los retos que detiene al departamento a poder ejercer como les gustaría hacerlo esa responsabilidad?
One of the challenges the department faces is that it's centralized. We're in Belmopan, and from Belmopan we have to move. That's one.
That's a major challenge.
Yes, okay. That's a big challenge. And apart from that, our staff is very small. So what we do as much as we can, we work weekends and all, especially to address issues with noise. Our normal working hours are from Monday to Friday. 8 to 5, but we go beyond that. We work during the nights and on weekends.
Complaints against bars and so forth would normally happen Saturday night. So
yeah, so
how is it that they would call you in a cell or something?
No. We receive calls throughout the week, and from there we move on and address the It's not like if we have a hotline and anybody can call and we move out.
Should you be having a hotline? Would you like to have a hotline?
That was one of the topics the Department of the Environment had, especially when it comes to dealing with environmental emergencies.
Or oil spills,
Yes,
petroleum
oil spills,
spills.
yes.
Not only that, but all sorts of situations where you need to warn and forewarn people, no?
Mhm.
Okay, but that would be some of the challenges. What other challenges would you face? Maybe the legislation itself is too antiquated. You think that there needs to be some sort of revisiting of the legislation and say, tell our then $25 fee not work.
Mhm.
Can it be?
Maybe,
I think that for the first instance that we issue a ticket, the fine is okay, but whenever people are taking the habit of dumping illegally or littering, they should be taken to court and a heavier penalty be placed on them.
As I speak, people will still be dumping garbage here on the roadside.
I mean, now that we are aware of it, what we do and what we usually
That's
do
what I want you
with
to
responding
talk about.
is the way we respond is go to the site and monitor it.
Mhm.
Stay around for a while. Whenever people call and complain about these issues, one of the questions would be to identify around what time, so that we be there. If it's happening in the morning, we won't come in the evening. We'll go in the morning and stick around, monitor the site. If anybody is caught, they will be fined.
What about the prevention of illegal dumping? In other words, are you on some sort of? I know that you have advertisements on the television. Has it been functioning? Have you seen a decrease ever since your campaign has begun? Have you seen a decrease in illegal dumping, or has it continued unabated? Or would you consider using other types of campaigns to try to motivate and to sensitize people about the penalties? Because sometimes, like the caller mentioned a while ago, it's because people are not being penalized that they're continuing with the dumping. If you began to penalize them for dumping this, then believe me, the what you call it is going to stop. They don't do it in Chetumal because they know they're being watched.
Yeah.
Very simply. If they knew that they're being watched here in Belize as well, they would not do it as well. Because of the complete lack of care.
Just to clarify, you said if we begin to penalize, the department has penalized.
Has been, okay, all right. Yes, I can understand
so
that.
Penalizing more would be something.
Yes,
I mean,
yes.
it's still undergoing it.
So the major challenge would not be enforcement of the laws. I guess it would be our presence. We are not able to be at different sites to catch these people.
I can understand that.
So the laws are being enforced whenever we have that opportunity and get people red-handed and charge them.
It's just that you can't be everywhere all the time.
Exactly, and that is why the law is written in such a way that interested people can take that responsibility and be part of our team as well. By them submitting their names and we submit it to the minister, and there's a process. But at the end of the day, they would be legally authorized to issue these tickets. And even those that are not authorized, they can simply get license plate from vehicles, get pictures, and send it to us, and we would take actions after that.
I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that.
And just to put it on the record, the department's phone number is 822-2819.
2819.
Yes.
El número para llamar para poner quejas. Si es que no te gusta ver todo ese tiradero de basura por tu casa y sabes tú muy bien quién lo está haciendo. El número para llamar es 822-2819. ¿Ok? 822-2819. Compañeros, al final, perdón, tengo un resfriado, una tos. Es una responsabilidad colectiva entre todos nosotros. Que si nos gusta, que si realmente amamos nuestro país, como muchas veces decimos que amamos nuestro país, entonces tenemos que demostrar ese amor.
Tenemos que tomar acción.
Tenemos que dejar de ser simplemente decir que, yo amo mi país, pero siempre estamos dispuestos a tirar la basura por todo lado. No dándonos cuenta de que ese tiradero de basura menosprecia el mismo país a quien digo que amo tanto. Que al final del día causamos problemas de salud a nuestros mismos vecinos, a nosotros mismos muchas veces,
sí,
sin darnos cuenta. ¿Ok? Mantengo o tiro toda la basura del coco en el patio de mi vecino, y no está en mi patio, ya se lo transferí al patio del vecino, pero sin darnos cuenta de que la cáscara de coco es un hueco, cae el agua, brotan mosquitos en cantidad, y el mismo mosco viene y pica a mi hijo y le da malaria. Es que no estamos pensando, simplemente no estamos pensando. Tenemos que empezar a darnos cuenta de nuestras propias acciones y decir, ¿sabes qué? Vamos a tirar esto en el tiradero, no me importa si me cuesta $2-3, pero quiero sentirme conforme y contento de que mi familia va a estar sano y salvo, de que el vecino va a estar sano y salvo, de que no voy a tener bronca con el vecino porque le tiré la basura en su patio. Porque al final del día, pues todos se vemos mucho mejor estéticamente cuando no tenemos basura en el área. Pero, ¿qué nos pasa? Esa es la pregunta. ¿Qué nos pasa? Que siempre aún estamos tirando basura por todo lado. ¿Qué nos pasa? Estos jóvenes están aquí para decirles de que ahora van a empezar una campaña de vigilancia y van a empezar a multar a las personas, continuar multando a las personas, continuar multando a las personas porque han empezado, y van a ser monitoreando estas áreas para poder evitar ese tipo de situación. Sugar City Morning Show, buenos días.
Hola, muy buenos días.
Ajá.
Estoy hablando aquí de la aldea de San José.
Ándale.
Aquí por la orilla de la sabana está demasiada la basura que están tirando la gente, ¿right? Y entonces nosotros cuando no tenemos vianda o algo, nosotros vamos a la sabana a pescar unos pescaditos, ¿no? Y la gente está demasiada basura y encima de eso se les mueren los animales, como los chuchos o otros clases de animalitos, y solo lo llevan y lo tiran allá en el río Camino, y esa cosa huele mal.
Claro que sí.
Entonces yo quisiera decirle a las personas o a la gente de la comunidad de San José, San Pablo, bueno, de San José mayormente, que si ellos pueden enterrar sus animales, porque se puede enterrar, ¿no? Para no poder afectar a la comunidad. ¿Me entienden?
Exacto.
Si ellos que lo van y lo tiran allá, es que de plano son como si son pesados de la mano para trabajar. Y yo creo que, como estos señores estoy viendo que están ahorita en el programa, quisiera que ellos vengan y que pongan unos 2-3 rótulos en esa área, porque es un puesto bien delicado para mí que yo lo veo. Ok, eso es todo y gracias, que tengan buen día.
Gracias a ti por la participación. Vemos de que hay una necesidad viniendo de muchos lugares, que se necesita el programa de concientización, el programa de de información y educación al público, porque primero la gente necesita saber qué son sus derechos. Y si ese derecho no existe para ellos de estar tirando basura, entonces tienes que tú ofrecerles opciones. No lo puedes tirar aquí, no lo puedes tirar acá. Pues, por el amor de Dios, dime dónde lo puedo tirar. Tienes que darles opciones. Lo puedes tirar en el tiradero tal y tal y tal. Y si no tienes dinero para ir hasta el tiradero ahí, entonces vamos a trabajar con el concilio para que se desarrolle un programa de colección. Pero todo eso requiere una iniciativa personal para trabajar en conjunto con la comunidad. Y eso es muy importante. Yo les insto, yo les pido a ustedes, por favor, pasen más tiempo aquí en Orange Walk, viendo los problemas que tenemos con basura. Es fuerte, es fuertísimo. Pasamos por las calles, no lo vemos, pero tú métete en las calles donde los feeder roads, vas a darte cuenta que es un virtual tiradero, donde al final del día hay una gran cantidad de basura que no debe estar ahí y que está contaminando nuestro medio ambiente que muchas veces vamos a extremos de preservar, pero sin darnos cuenta estamos dejando el otro lado sin preocupaciones. Sugar City Morning Show, buenos días, good morning.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
I live at Carazal, right?
Uh-huh.
And I had to ride my bicycle to come home at a day. And I saw a big dead pussy in our bag. Right? And if one vehicle knocked up one post, it's not in our bag.
That's right.
Right?
Yes, sir.
I have my farm. And I keep the roadside clean. And as I finish cleaning it, and you look, you see garbage there. How the garbage is then? Right? They want to buy them. They just clean it. Tomorrow morning when they wake up, they say 2 bags of Pampers on it. Right? People, cleanliness is next to godliness. You stop the doing things there. I did deal with tourists when I was a Leeway. I don't leave it at tourists. I have on their mouth. Where is all this garbage come? I travel from Corazal to PG over this whole country from look here how is this place near I know it. And everywhere I go I see garbage. Right? You go in all of the village them. You see the garbage them 2 sides of the street. What happened to that village council? Right? The village council could go and call a meeting. Right? And make a complaint and tell the people then where to throw the garbage. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, I appreciate that person's call because it was right on point. Village councils need to implement their garbage collection services. Well, it's understood that the town council is doing it, but there are some families that are, or some businesses that perhaps take it on their own to go dump their garbage to the dump site. But in some cases, we know of some people, and the only thing that's left for me to do is to mention names on the television station. And I'm not going to do that at this point. Straight up, I tell you. I'm not going to do that at this point. But maybe eventually we will. But we need to be acting more responsibly as citizens and try to put garbage in its proper place, ladies and gentlemen. It is exactly 2 minutes after 9 o'clock. How quickly time flies. I'd like to say thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Before we leave, we would just like to ask the public to work along with us. The main reason for us being here is to sensitize them what the issues that are affecting the country. So what we need is that they provide information to us. and let us work hand in hand so that at the end of the day, Belize is ours. It's not only for me. So we need to protect it as much as we could.
Thank you very much. Your parting words, sir?
Apart from the community, working along with the community, I mean, and providing information, I reach out to the other side, asking people to stop dumping garbage. I mean, there's a designated site for garbage at either your village or the town. Stop dumping garbage. I mean, it's an issue that at the longer run, it will only affect you again. It will come back to you.
And you will be monitoring certain areas, and you will be issuing fines as
Yes,
well.
exactly.
¿Ok? Así que cuídense de ahora en adelante. Cuando estén tirando la basura en ciertos lugares, no debe estar tirando la basura, porque van a estar monitoreando y van a estar multando a las personas que están yendo en contra de la ley y tirando basura por todo lado. De nuevo, les doy las gracias al equipo de producción, les doy las gracias, Chequi, Rahim, Morris, a todos. Nada más recordándoles, compañeros, de que hoy, tan pronto cierre el show, estaremos enlazándonos. Vamos a entrevistar con Sugar City Morning Show. Buenos días.
Sí, buenos días. ¿Y cómo con los contienen de basura de los chinos, donde hay ratas, orinan los hombres? Todo eso se huele mediodía en el sol caliente.
En la basura de los chinos, dices.
Sí, las containers que tienen los chinos.
Ándale, siempre apestan muchísimo.
A orín y a rata y a montón de otras cosas.
¿Y aquí en el pueblo?
No, yo estoy hablando en la aldea.
En la aldea, sí. Pues eso es más un tema para Public Health. Public Health es directamente, pero de nuevo, bueno, eso es todo otro show. Pero señora, yo estoy de acuerdo con usted y me uno con usted al tratar de buscar una solución a todo esto. Pero créame que vamos a tener un show entre muy poco con esas autoridades donde usted va a poder tener la oportunidad de llamar y vamos a encontrar una solución a esto, ¿sí? Muchas gracias. Pues de nuevo el equipo de producción, gracias al equipo de producción, recordándoles de que hoy tendremos, ¿me lo encuentras? El partido entre los dos partidos, ya empezó, el primer partido a las 9 y otro partido a las 12 mediodía. El partido es que va a empezar inmediatamente al terminar el show, es Morocco contra Irán, y luego a las 12 mediodía, compañeros, dos gigantes, Portugal contra España. Esos son los dos partidos que estaremos pasando hoy. Y para el sábado, sábado a las 4 de la mañana, Francia contra Australia, dos gigantes también. A las 7 Argentina contra Islandia. A las 10 de la mañana Perú contra Dinamarca. Y a las 11 de la noche, a la 1 por la tarde, Croacia contra Nigeria. Así que tenemos domingo, entonces, Costa Rica contra Serbia a las 6 de la mañana. A las 9, Alemania contra México. México hace su primera apariencia este domingo. Alemania contra México. Ojalá hubiera sido otro país y no Alemania. Pobre México. Brasil contra Suiza. El domingo a mediodía. Estaremos mostrando pasado todos los partidos. Con esto me despido, compañeros, porque ya es hora de que empecemos a pasar el partido y dándole gracias a todos, pero a ustedes en particular les doy las gracias recordando de que este show repite hoy por la noche a las 9, pero de todas formas estaremos de vuelta con ustedes el lunes a la misma hora a las 7. Tengan un excelente fin de semana, se cuidan y nos vemos, como dije, el lunes. Hasta luego, entonces, nos despedimos.